Good morning. You see how clear the water is? We just came out of red tide, where the algae, what'll happen is it'll take over everything. It overgrows, it blooms, and then so it sucks all the oxygen out of the surrounding water, so the fish and all the plant life die. That's why there's nothing there. Do you see it's mostly empty? It's starting to regrow a little bit. And I was wondering, do you have that happen in your life where everything's clear after the tragedy? Because it's been pretty gnarly here, but it's pretty clear now, other than, of course, the little bag. That's your negative thought right there, the bag. Do you see your negative thought right there? It's kind of hard to see, actually. Really, it's such a great analogy for it, isn't it? Look at that. It's there. See the little brown right there? It's kind of clear, hard to see. It's just like in our minds when we have that negative thing. It's just a filter over who we are. That's why it's hard to see who we are sometimes. Right? It is. It's just hard to see who we are. Because the layer is so thin and small, and it's just a little bit tainted. You wouldn't even know it was tainted unless somebody else told you, or you saw it, or a situation showed you that it was tainted. No need to be. It's just a little thought in your mind. And it doesn't mean it has to be. It's not a truth. You know, people get caught, don't they sometimes? They get caught up in the truth. It's the truth. I swear it's the truth. It's in my mind. It must be true. Well, first of all, let's cover the problem that people think their point of view is the only point of view in the world. That's ridiculous. I can promise you an airline pilot's point of view is different than an auto mechanic's point of view. And both of them have things they can and cannot see in the world that have value and don't have value, right? Everywhere. And when that filter gets on top and clogs your point of view, it's so hard to see anything, right? It's hard to breathe even, you know? And then, of course, life just keeps lifing. You know how life is. Life just keeps lifing along. Life. And if you're married, it keeps wifing along. And all parts of life are out there. There's the beauty and the nature, the clean water, the nature. But then there's also buildings, electricity, business, numbers, things we have to focus on. We have to include in our world. It's not just, grow tomatoes in a field and, live in a shack. I mean, what's in your bucket? I just wonder. I mean, is your bucket full? Is it empty? Is it underwater? Is it upside down? Do you even have anything in a bucket? Do you even have a bucket list? Got to have goals, man. Got to have goals. It's required. Have to have something you're going after. You have to have a vision. This year for me, of course, is Breezy G radio. Giving you, I don't know, some kind of audio love. They say I got a good voice. That's what they tell me. I'm like, okay, fine. Then I'm going to start talking and sharing and caring from a loving perspective and see if I can give you guys some inspiration. Because it sounds like everybody needs a little inspiration, don't they? I think so. Well, this is your opportunity to clear up, man. It's January 3rd, 2019. So many opportunities. So many places you can go. So many things you can do. So many people you can be. See, that's a great thing about a new year. It makes it easier for your own mind to change. Now, New Year's resolutions are a problem because people always make the goal around the problem. I'm going to lose weight. Well, then why are you managing weight? I mean, that's like, I don't know, that's like not good. It's just not a good way to do it, You got to do it a different way. You got to create from a different perspective. Open your mind, free it up. Think about what you want, who you want to be. Who do I want to be? I want to be top dog in radio. I want to be the new entertainment mecca of radio. I'm making that happen. I'm committed to, actually. I'm in it. This is happening now. You're with me. This mishmash of inspiration and entertainment. I mean, that's it, man. I got you. Inspiration and entertainment. That's all. That's what I got for you. Inspiration and entertainment. I don't know how much information I'm going to give you. Some people want information. I'm just a soothing voice out in the cloud of life. Here to support you, give you a little view of something different that you don't have. Maybe you just need to look out a different window. Some of you just need to open the door and get outside. That's true. You know. Audio's good. I'm just being quiet, letting you see the clouds pass. Can you hear the lawnmower in the background? The birds. Thing that makes you special is that you are the one. Came upon me yesterday. Like, I think I'm the one, so now I can see that you're the one. You're the one to help people in your life. You're the one to help yourself. You're the one to help your family, your spouse, the kids around you, the adults around you, the environment around you. And not the hippie environment. I mean, like the floor in front of you. Like, clean it up, clean your dishes, clean your house, throw out the trash. You know, do some laundry. Sometimes you got to do the basics, man. People are all about creating some kind of empire, but you know, they have no money in the bank. You want to create an empire, you got to start with the foundation. You got to clean out. That's what happens out here in hurricane season, by the way. It comes in and totally just washes out everything, right? So then we get flooded because all the water goes up to the edge. I mean, like over the edge, like the beach right there. Whoosh, whoosh, you know, up to the bottom of the chairs. And then, of course, everything washes out, right? Out to sea. A little cleaner. So what are you going to clean this year for yourself? What are you ready to put at stake? You going to play big? Something big? How about medium? All right, let's start small. That's the whole point. You might have something really huge out there, but you know how you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Not that I would ever eat an elephant. That's actually a horrible joke. It's an off-color joke. It's a racially, you know, genetically insensitive joke. So I apologize. It's an old thing. I don't know that I would say it that way. You got to chunk it down is my point, right? I mean, that's just how you do it. You know, you gotta cut a turkey or a tofurkey. You know, I mean, if you get a thing of broccoli, you got to cut it down, don't you? I mean, if somebody said, hey, would you like, would you like cardboard or broccoli with your meal tonight? You'd probably say broccoli, unless you hate broccoli. And if they brought out the whole big flower of it, that big whole huge like vegetable uncut, you'd go, well, what? Hey, what's going on here? This is unacceptable. I'm not able to put this whole thing in my mouth. I mean, unless you cut it, right? If they put it out there so you could cut it yourself, that's different. The point is, it works better when you do some initial cutting to just take the little chunks, the small chunks, right? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got some boaters coming by. This is pretty cool. You guys are going to laugh. Here, I'll show you. Ready? There you go. Yeah, just so you can see it. Yeah, isn't that funny? The boaters. I'll get them when they're coming back. So now I'm distracted because I want to laugh. But we want to have fun too. That brings up the point, right? You got to get out in life. You got to play. You got to do some shit. Peace. You know, do life, do what you do. See what's up. No? Hello? No? Okay. People. But you'll see the people come in Florida, man. They're like, I don't know, they're scared or they don't know what they're doing or they're trying to do something else. But look, timid. I waved at that whole boat. They just looked like they were like, what are you? Who are you? And that's how people are. You know what I'm saying? People are just concerned. And that's where we get stopped, other people. I think that's... What do you think? Is that one of the biggest things that stops you? Is what people think about you? Because that'll cut you down in a minute, man. And you know what's funny? It has nothing to do with what people think of you. Now, bad behavior is different, right? If somebody says to you, I always think it's good to take into consideration what people say, but just into consideration. But just like many things, like that boat right there, whatever their opinion is of you, allow it to go away and hold on to whatever supports you. Also, be willing to look in the mirror, though. I mean, some people will give you some very good advice. You know, they might give you some feedback. Feedback, right? Feedback is one. You know why we call it, you know, I like the word feedback. If you've ever gone to a music show or a concert or a speaker puts the mic in front of it's like that. You hear that screech? It's like there's it's feedback. It sounds bad. It hurts. Feedback does hurt sometimes. Hey man, you're fat, you're overweight. You got to get to working out. Hey girl, you're being lazy. You look like a slob. You haven't showered in 3 days. Clean up your room. Right? Basics like this. How can you go live an exquisite life if your home life is a mess? I mean, thank God I have my wife. You know? I mean, in the end, you have to find out who you are and what's important to you. Other people's opinions don't really matter. What you think of their opinions is what matters. There was a famous actress who had said, they asked, do you read the stuff? It was like Gwyneth Paltrow or Jennifer Aniston. I think it was one of Brad Pitt's ladies. I think. I could be wrong. It might have been, it might have been the girl, the woman. I was going to say the girl. The girl, I mean, girl to me, whatever. The female. She's in the Avengers movies. She runs around. She got blonde hair. Kind of pouty lips. Soft spoken. Yeah. You know who I'm talking about.